and girls, this cigar barks and it damn sure bites. I don't know how you can blend a cigar that tastes like cotton candy from a circus sprinkled with cayenne pepper, but damn it, that's what this thing tastes like. This is the big fella. I'm back today in honor of Father's Day, which is coming up soon. We're gonna smoke a stogie that carries kind of the name of every daddy out there, the Daddy Mac by Cornelius and Anthony. This might be the first cigar I've ever smoked by Cornelius and Anthony. They've got a great reputation. My buddy Jeff Pearson from Pearson Jeffrey Cigars really loves their cigars. They have some great stogies. But before I really get into the cigar, let me give you a little bit of history of Cornelius and Anthony. Cornelius and Anthony is a brand made by Stephen Anthony Bailey. He is the founder, owner of the Cornelius and Anthony brand. Daddy Mac is named after his father, Mac Bailey. And the name of Cornelius comes from his grandfather, Cornelius Bailey. I think it's Cornelius Bailey. Now, this is a cigar that is rooted in a family that's got 150 years of tobacco growing in Virginia. 150 years. And it wasn't a union shop, if you feel me. So, putting that aside, let's sit down and talk about what the son is doing, not what the grandfather was involved in, and talk about the cigar. Let's take a look at the cigar. This is a really nice Corona Gorda. 5x5 by 46. Comes in 3 other sizes. A Robusto 5x52, Gordo 6x60, Toro 6x50. The cigar has a pretty nice mix of tobaccos. We have a Brazilian wrapper, an Ecuadorian binder with a Nicaraguan filler. Now, when you go online and you look for descriptors of the cigar, you're going to fill a stat sheet. It's got pepper, red pepper, it's got charred oak, it's got cotton candy, oak, vanilla, pistachio, like it runs a gamut. So what I am expecting is some serious complexity, because that's a nice wide range of flavors. I get that cotton candy on the wrapper. I mean, you just put the wrapper in your mouth, you pull it out, and you got sugar. I mean, that's just right there out the gate. This cigar was reviewed by Catman Cigar, and I really suggest that if you like some really out-of-the-box, brutally honest cigar reviews, that you go to Catman Cigars Reviews, and it's Catman with a K, and I think the real email is Coned, Cohned something, but never met the dude, been in the game for a while, and this cigar was in his top 25 for 2016, so he has an opinion that I really respect. This is a Nicaraguan cigar, and it's manufactured at the La Zona factory. That's right, Eric Espinosa makes this cigar. what's interesting one day is I think I need to do reviews on cigar factories, because Eric Espinosa's factory in La Zona makes some fabulous cigars, highly rated, well thought of cigars. In addition to this by Daddy Mac by Cornelius Anthony, he's done the Protocol, which is a really highly rated cigar, and of course his own cigar. I think the Laranja comes out of that factory. So in addition to making his own cigars, Eric is making great cigars for other people. Taught me a lot, that dude, about how he rolls his cigars. So I know I'm going to get a beautiful draw. I just flat out know I'm going to get a beautiful draw. Burning even, little flaky. I'm going to turn that around for you a little bit. And I apologize for the picture. It's real overcast. Sometimes you get the glare, sometimes you don't, because the sun is peeking in and out of cloud cover. Now, man, definite red pepper, definite cotton candy. Like, this thing is sugar sweet, which is, you know, messing me up a little bit. I have a few favorite sizes of cigars I like to smoke. I love Lanceros. I love Robustos. I've talked a billion times why I like Lanceros, and that's because it gives you a different cigar from the same blend, because the ratio of wrapper to filler and binder is higher. So if you've got a great wrapper on a cigar and you make that cigar in a Lancero, it's going to give you something different because the wrapper is going to be more front and center. Anyway, I've had a number of cigars over the past couple of weeks. That is the Corona Gorda, decent size. I refer to this as a Lancero that's been hitting the gym, not a Lancero on steroids, because it's a little thicker in gauge. The Lancero is going to be around a 38 gauge. This is going to be, the Corona Gorda is going to be pretty lengthy, about 6 inch. But it's going to be in that 40, 42, possibly up to a 46 ring gauge. So it's just got a little bit more meat on the bones. It means you get to enjoy, again, the wrapper as it takes a good role in the overall smoking experience as well. So, definitely getting some of that hardwood cooking, like, you know, applewood, cherrywood, something that you smoke something on, or hickory. Definitely that cotton candy. Definitely that red paper. And there is absolutely a nuttiness to it. Got the cat next to me in the Grand Am minivan. I'm sorry, the Grand Caravan Dodge minivan with his system blaring. I don't know whether he's a soccer dad or a parent. Anyway, very potent right out of the gate. It's got a singeing retrohale. But good balance. The mouthfeel is really good, not drying me out, not making me salivate. It's very flavorful. All the sensation I'm getting is right here. It's not a back of the tongue blaster. You're getting something on the tip of the tongue, but nothing way deep down. But the retrohale will probably have my eyes watering here in a minute. So if you see me wiping sweat or tears, that's because of this. Now look at the ash. You see how it's starting to plume out? It's starting to get real flaky. That's something I don't like. That means I'm not going to get, gotta hold it over here. You see that? It means I'm not going to get an ash that's going to hang on for long. It's going to flake out. Get you in close to that and rotate that around a little bit. You see that? how it's starting to expand out. If you look there, you might be able to see the cracks and whatnot in that's not good. The ash is starting to bloom out, literally like a flower in bloom. You see that? It's wider than the dimension of the cigar. So I'm gonna lose that now because I don't want to be, need to vacuum when I get out of the car. Hold on. A one tapper. This is a really good cigar. I don't have the names of some of the other Cornelius and Anthony cigars. Kind of a boutique blend. You don't find them everywhere. Some of their cigars are pretty expensive, and it's just not a name you see everywhere. But folks in the cigar world, if you talk to people who've been around, they know that this is a pretty good boutique blend. Now, don't like the ash, but still pretty good char line there working. I got to make sure I rotate it around as I go and do this. This is not an indoor smoke, man. It's got some real kick to this smoke. Very potent cigar. And just a Corona Gorda, man. This thing will rough your ass up. So I'm glad I had that pancake and bacon breakfast, because if the kick is anything like the nicotine shot, this joint will have me, shaking like a crack addict in about 15 minutes. I mean, this is a beast. For some of you who don't know, I gotta speak like some people just don't know. 3 kind of ways you're gonna enjoy a cigar. One is just from the bouquet of the smoke just pluming off of the cigar. That's one of the ways. A different experience, or the main experience you get, is just by the draw. Letting the flavors work on your tongue while you enjoy the smell from your nose, inhaling the tobacco. But the other way, the third way, this is for the cigar pros, is in the retrohale. And boy, howdy, does that thing kick you like a Kentucky mule. Woo! Got a lot of juices flowing in there. Yeah, this is a not for the faint at heart cigar smoker. This is for those of you who really like to get the bone bruising impact of a cigar. I'm gonna go ahead and nurse this for a little bit, and I'm gonna come back to you in a couple of seconds after I work this a little bit more. See you in a second. One second. Very complex, full body, kick you in the head, but a nice level of complex flavors. This is a serious cigar. Now, as you can see, I've gone down and the ash is not right. Maybe because of the way I shook that ash off a little earlier. But boy, howdy, it's got a lot of stuff going on. So in addition to that, there is a little bit of smoked meat, a little bit of spice, something like cinnamon, maybe a little clove. It's got some nice almost vegetal notes, This may be one of the most complex cigars I've smoked, second only to maybe the Amazon Basin. It's got a lot of stuff going on there. Now, here's what's interesting. It's got a killer retrohale, but I'm not sure if it's a full body smoke. It may be medium to full, but this cigar is having a physical impact on me, maybe because of the tobacco, or I mean the nicotine or something, but it's making me a little bit lightheaded and a little bit jittery. I mean, the cigar is doing stuff to me. Gonna have to, whew, good stuff. So, in conclusion, if you've never smoked a full body cigar, I'd start with this, so you understand what you get into. For those of you who like full body cigars, I'd jump in with this. I think this size is good. I'm not sure if I can handle this in a Gordo. Not right now. Not the way I'm feeling right now. This might be something you have to graduate up into some of the larger sizes. I'm sure I would enjoy this in a Robusto. But hard to find. Get out to your tobacconist, look up Cornelius and Anthony, and for all the fathers out there, you know, have yourself a Daddy Mac. Have one on me. I ain't paying them. For more reviews, subscribe to the channel. Also visit me on www.thelancerlife.com. Man, it's got me tongue-tied and twisted. If there are any changes, major changes on the final dust-off on this, I'll write about it. I got to keep my video reviews short to maybe about 4 minutes, but because that's all the time that it seems that people watch the videos, they kind of dab in, dab out. But get yourself some of this. I'm Charles Kelly. I can't even say my name. That's a goddamn disgrace. I'm Charles Kelly, and this is The Lancer Life. Peace in the bucket of grease.